Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. Today, I'll be talking about the Keke Palmer disrespect of Darius Jackson. I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that she makes more money than him, and she thought that, anything goes since she's the breadwinner. Her recent antics at the Usher concert and his reaction to it is now being chronicled across the internet. It seems obvious to all that he misread the fine print in their relationship contract. I'm figuratively speaking, of course. He thought he was in a budding relationship with a woman who respected him, but she made it clear that night that she did not respect him at all, or does not respect him at all. So the following is my theoretical scenario of this situation between Keke and Darius. So let's start with Keke. Keke was uh, has been in the spotlight all her life, pretty much. She was a child star. Now she's making, mature movies, in the theater, and she has some modicum of, respect as an actress. Okay, but I'm kind of surprised that her net worth is kind of only $7.5 million, but that's good enough. So she's well on her way to, it's not an A-lister, but she could get there if she stays on the right path. So to make a long story short, Keke wanted a baby. She wanted a baby. And since no one above her station was courting her for marriage or a baby, she decided to find a man who met her visual needs, the features that she wanted in a baby. Something that will, alleviate the insecurities that she has as a woman by her appearance, by having a man of a certain kind of stature. So enter Darius Jackson. Contrary to what the trolls on the internet would say, Darius is not a bum. He was gainfully employed, minding his own business as a personal trainer, and she approached him. He didn't approach her because if you look at him aesthetically, he could probably have a whole bunch of nice, fine ass chicks. So she approached him. He probably knew who she was, so he, entertained what she had to say. Now, from what I understand, they say he's worth 500 to $1 million, net worth, whatever that means. It just means that this guy is not a homeless bum waiting for somebody to give him a handout, right? Like they try to portray, the trolls try to portray on the internet. It's just a regular dude. All right. So, so okay, clearly he makes less than Keke, but he satisfied her need to procreate with a man of his stature and appearance. She didn't need his provision because she has her own money. But what she needed from him was his seed, his genetics, his aesthetics. This is what she was looking for. And once he provided to his seed, she essentially was done with him mentally. She might be trying to do something, as like maybe we'll try to co-parent or do something with the kid, but I think mentally she had already clocked out, right? Like for example, if she was a black widow spider or a praying mantis, she would have ate him because she doesn't really need him anymore. He served his purpose, and maybe she might want to keep him around just in case she wants another kid and wants it by the same man. Something similar to what Khloe Kardashian did, or the other chick, the other Jenner chick did with no, not ASAP Rocky, the other dude. So they just might want kids by the same father, but they really don't want to have a meaningful relationship. Okay, so she clearly doesn't respect this man, married or not. Okay, so once he saw Keke with her ass out, he tweeted the now infamous line, it's the outfit though. You a mom. This sent the hyenas, both female and male, into a rage across the internet, right? And they raged against him like he was some kind of man who couldn't have some kind of standard for the woman who's supposed to be in a relationship with him. Now, it's debatable whether he should have went public or not, right? So even if I conceded that, but folks forget Kiki's disrespect for him was also public. It was public. So the hyena class exclaimed three things mostly. The hyena class talked about three things. One, he's insecure. Two, they're not married. And three, she makes more money than him. So let's take each one of these stupid things, in stride, and separately. His alleged insecurity. I don't know if Darius, a good looking personal trainer, I'm pretty confident that Keke Palmer, though cute, would be on the lower rung of a woman that he would pick to put on his arm. He probably smashed women who look so much better than her, right? So he's not insecure because of he's trying to own her, right? I think his utterance had more to do with anger based on her disrespect than him being insecure. Now, like I said, his anger made him press send maybe when he shouldn't have, but I don't think insecurity had nothing to do with it. Insecure of what, right? The next trope that she can shit on him because they're not married is it's something only you know women who want to stay single and idiot ungrateful wives say, right? Why should you treat him like shit because he's not married to you? If you're like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. In order to qualify to be a man's wife, a woman must display the qualities of a good wife first, not after the I do. And finally, the money question. Once again, feminism and social media has women misrepresenting or misinterpreting what being the breadwinner means. While in a relationship, it doesn't mean you can disrespect your man or do anything you want because you make more money. It's simply a mishandling of power. That's what that is, right? The vast majority of men who've been in the breadwinner position all their lives, don't disrespect or dishonor their wives just because they make more money and they're the top providers. So you get this benefit of being a breadwinner, and the first thing you want to do is chop your man's balls off. Does that make any sense? Doesn't make any sense. But personally, I think Keke should apologize to Darius. This is my dream scenario. I don't dream about this, but this would be the best case scenario. And I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm going to say it anyway. Personally, I think she should apologize to Darius for disrespecting him. And I think he should maybe give her a slight apology for putting her out on blast, right? And then they should get together and better their relationship. And now everybody could start laughing because we know that's a fairy tale ending, and they're not going to do that. Matter of fact, I heard that they already unfriended each other on social media and all that shit. I don't know how true that is, but I'm not going to spend time searching that out. But we know what I just said is fairy tale. They're not going to get back together. They're not going to strengthen their relationship. The hyenas are already telling Kiki to leave him, and he's starting to say, "What the hell did I do? Giving my seed to this woman who doesn't respect me." All right, so in reality, Darius needs to move on. That's what I think. He needs to move on. Like I said, he should have never. Here's a couple of things he did wrong. Okay, it's not like this guy is blameless. One, he should have never put himself in a subservient position to his woman in the first place. Okay, he should have never did that. I mean, there's rumor that he agreed to be some sort of house husband or kept boyfriend. That was his second mistake, right? I mean, that was another mistake, right? I mean, you can't, that goes against your nature as a man, and it goes against her nature as a woman, right? Having a kept man. I mean, it might seem to work in the beginning, but she already showed you early on that she's going to disrespect you And sooner or later, that's going to make you disrespect yourself because you know you're not supposed to be under a cover of a woman. It has to be the other way around, period. Right. But his first mistake, his biggest mistake, was he shouldn't have provided her his seed before elevating her and her accepting to be his wife. He shouldn't have gave her the seed and before asking her to marry him and her saying yes to the proposal and really after and actually doing it. So it's like three strikes, he's out. He made a mistake. Now, and if he moved into her place, then he's just making mistakes all the way around. Because as a man, you never, ever, 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 never, ever, never, ever, ever move into a woman's place. You either get your own place or y'all better get a place together. Because if you move into a woman's place, the first argument she's going to remind you that you're only there as a guest. So, I don't care how good you think she is on the outside. When it's time to throw barbs, that's the first one she's going to throw at you. This is my house. You can't live under a woman's pressure and under her thumb like that as a man. You just can't do it. There are gender roles. We're not the same. So, so this guy, so when you look at it as a man, if she doesn't want to act right for you, you have to leave, Darius. You gotta go. You can share the custody of the kids. Everybody's doing it these days. The kid's still sucking on the tit, so she's gonna have the baby a little bit more. So she needs to do that. But I would leave her and go find you a woman that respects you as a man, and knows better than to be walking around with her ass out in a public spot where most people have their clothes on. I don't know, even if the dancing with Usher and all that. I mean, you know what? If that was respectful or whatever, maybe, you don't have to get crazy over that. But her disrespect is, how many times you want your woman to disrespect you? Is once enough? Is twice enough? Can you fix it? Is social media, she's a social media hound. Is she going to let social media, is she going to listen to social media or she's going to listen to you? Until next time. So there's three things that most men want from their women. I mean, we got these other little things, but it's really loyalty, exclusivity, and respect. And if she stopped respecting you, then exclusivity will be next, and so will loyalty. So listen, this is my take on this crazy situation. I'm just another person with an opinion, just like anybody else. No more, or no less important. And so, listen, the only thing I would tell men: protect your seed. It's valuable, and just for that alone, she should give you some respect. And listen, this is Art Payne, marriage, politics, and sports. Over and out.